कि क्या फरमाया, तुम्हारा ये मुकाम नहीं है कि तुम जन्नत का इंतजार करो, जन्नत एक मखलूक है, तुम अशरफुल मखलूक हो, तुम क्यों जन्नत का, ऐसे बन जाओ, मेरी इत्तबा करो तो ऐसे बन जाओ कि जन्नत इंतजार करेगी तुम्हारा। Imam Hussain radiallahu ta'ala was not waiting for the Jannah because he was already given the good news of Jannah. The Jannah was waiting for Sayyidina Imam Hussain. Why? Because without the palace, if there's a palace and without the king, you can't call a palace a palace. It's a big house, it's a big mansion, empty. महल बादशाह के बगैर सूना सूना लगता है, उसको महल नहीं कहा जाता, कितने हैं लेकिन अब वो खंडरात बन गए हैं। A palace is not a palace without a king. It seems that actually there is something missing. The central, the spirit is missing. Similarly, Jannah is not Jannah really without Imam Hussain and Imam Hassan radiallahu anhuma. It feels it's empty. When they will enter, the Jannah will be happy and it will actually decorate itself more. Similarly, Sahaba Ikram, Rizwan Ajmain, they were people like that as well. Because where did Imam Hussain get tarbiyah from? He only spent 6-7 years with Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra radiallahu anha, and then he got tarbiyah from his father, the Sahaba Ikram, Sayyidina Abu Bakr, Umar, Usman, Ali, Rizwanullah Ajmain. He was martyred when he was 57. What was he doing before? In the time of Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq, what was he doing in Madina? If in the time of Sayyidina Umar bin Khattab 10 years, what was he doing? In the time of Sayyidina Usman, what was he doing? He was teaching deen. He was teaching the love of the Prophet al-Islam. He was teaching the Sunnah. He was purifying people. Because Allah had purified them and they were purifying people. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala purified Ahlul Bayt and they were purified. So all those 30-20 years he spent on tazkiyah. That's why this Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabal mentioned that this tariqah and silsila goes back through Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu. This is one of the blessings of Ahlul Bayt, Tariqah Muhammadiyah, Husainiyah, that's why it's called. Many turuq go through different Sahaba Ikram Rizwan alayhim ajma'in. And they are all stars of guidance. They are all stars of guidance. But this tariqah goes through Imam Hussain, through Sayyidina Ali, through Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and through the Ahlul Bayt, actually then it comes down. So Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu, why? As I said, actually love them, because once you will love them, your focus will be on Imam Hussain. Your focus will be on Imam Hassan. Your focus will be on piety, day and night. Your focus will be their personality and their teachings. So then slowly, your life will also start changing. Your family's life will start changing. Just to mention few stories of Sayyidina Imam Hussain, his akhlaq. He was a most generous person. One of his female servants, maids, she was serving him. She gave bunch of flowers as a gift to Imam Hussain. Bunch of flowers like and Imam Hussain said that you are free from today. I have actually freed you. Freeing a person is like now, at those times, for example, now spending 10,000 pounds, 20,000 pounds, depending on it. So you are free. The people who were around him, they said that on such a small gift you have freed. Imam Hussain said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that if someone says salam to you, someone gives you a gift, give a better one back. So she has given me, I have given a better one. And for Brother Nasir, for your information, Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu, During the day, he was the most generous. In the night time, in the evening time, it's mentioned in his book, in the books of Seerah of Sayyidina Imam Hussein, he would carry food on his back and find homeless people in the streets of Madina and in the surroundings. That was his regular habit, that he has set this time for this. After Isha, he would do this. It was his normal practice. For 1 hour, 2 hours, he would, because he said there is, maybe some can't reach me. Those who come, I feed them. Those who come, I serve them. And those who can't come. Similarly, where he learned from the Sahaba Ikram. Those people, Sayyidina Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu also in his Khilafah, because he's seen him, these examples were in front of him, that he would carry food at night time and also actually serve. And there was no differentiation in a Muslim, non-Muslim, or even an animal. Have you not heard what Sayyidina Umar bin Khattab, he said that even if a dog dies on the other side of my Khilafah, on this other side of this river of Furat, I am responsible. This means that for serving creation, there is no differentiation. Look, why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? To serve Muslims or non-Muslims? Who was Muslim at that time? Primarily, that Allah Azza wa Jal sent all the Anbiya after Nuh alayhi salam to non-Muslims. This means that Allah Azza wa Jal is sending His most beloved people to non-Muslims. And today people are saying, oh, you are serving non-Muslim, you are serving animal. These people do not have understanding of deen at all. Not the deen of Rasul. How can this person say Rasulullah rahmatan lil alameen? He should stop saying, and he should say, I believe he was rahmatul lil muslimin only. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, my Prophet Muhammad is rahmatan lil alameen, mercy for all the universe, whatever the universe contains, stones, animals, birds, Muslim, non-Muslim. That is how people became Muslim. Sayyidina Imam Hussein radiallahu anhu, passing by, he saw one person, a slave, feeding his dog. Like you go to feed homeless people. And as I said, this is sunnah of Imam Hussein radiallahu anhu, to feed homeless people yourself on the street. Sunnah of Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu as well. And sunnah of Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And where did they get this from? From Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And where did Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam get? From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who actually said that serve the yatama and masakin. Have you ever heard serve Muslim orphans, serve Muslim poor? No, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't make any extent. He said yatama wal masakin wabn sabil, travelers, orphans and needy. There is no mention of Muslim. So that is for all. You are saying food is for Muslims only, and Allah is sending His Prophet to share Jannah with the non-Muslims. To share the message of God getting into Jannah, the message of Islam with the non-Muslims. How do they become Muslim when you share the message? Allah is saying, give the spiritual food to non-Muslim, which is Iman and Amal Salihah. And why not this food as well? Because it is the creation of Allah. If you are not serving, okay, if you just think little bit, then who serves them every day? Who gives them risk every day? Allah Himself is giving. It comes in the story, Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani probably mentioned in Ghunya, that Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam would not, he is the forefather of Imam Hussein. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, he would not eat if there was no guest, once he found a guest and he said, I like to eat with the guest. And he said, Bismillah. Now that was a fire worshipper. He retracted his hand. He said, no, I'm not. If you want me to say Bismillah and leave my belief, I am not eating. So who are you? He said, I worship fire. I would say name of my God, fire God or whatever. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam said, well, if that's the case, then this food is not for you. Want to say Bismillah, good and well. He went. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi, immediately the wahi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came. And he said, Ibrahim, I have been feeding this person for decades, 70, 80 years without Bismillah. You were not able to feed him one day. If you want my pleasure more, go and feed that person and bring him back. Now the same Sayyidina Ibrahim is running after him. Oh person. He's saying, no, I don't want to listen. He's begging him, please come. He thought, that non-Muslim, he thought that this person he threw out of his house actually before. And now he's begging me. What is the reason? What is this sudden change which has come? He said, why are you begging me to come back? And he said, well, my Lord have said that to bring you back, and that's how actually my Lord has. It is the instruction of my Lord. ये मेरे रब का हुक्म है, मैं उसकी रज़ा के लिए तुम्हें ले। तो उसने कहा कि मेरे बंदे को वापस लाके खिलाओ, मैं तो 70 साल इसको खिला रहा हूँ. He was also awestruck. He came back and he said that, oh Ibrahim, if your Lord is the true Lord and so generous that even me being an un-Muslim, He have fed me and He cares for me still so much that He has sent one of His prophets to get me back, I also now will say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Ibrahim Khalilullah before eating. This was the way. So I was mentioning to the Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu and all these personalities. He was going along and he saw a slave feeding a dog. He had his own food and he was feeding a dog with it as well. Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu stopped and he said, oh slave, what are you doing? You're giving your own food to dog. You don't have more food, or what is it? He said the actual thing is that my master is not a good person. He doesn't pay me anyway because I am his slave. He takes work from me more than I have power to. He beats me every day if I do not do. And he feeds me very, very, very little, this food. And he said, I have heard from you that you have heard from your father and the teachings of Rasulullah that if you are in a problem, if you are in any agony, if you are in any pain, if you are in any problem, solve the problem of someone else for sake of Allah. Allah will solve your problem. Create ease for someone else and Allah will create ease for you. वो गुलाम जो कुत्ते को खाना खिला रहा था अपना, इमाम साहब ने उससे पूछा कि आप क्यों किस खिला रहे हैं? फरमाया कि मैंने आप ही लोगों से सुना है कि किसी अगर कोई मुश्किल है तुम पर तो किसी और की मुश्किल आसान करो, अल्लाह पाक तुम्हारी मुश्किल आसान करेगा. तो मेरे पास तो पैसा वैसा तो है नहीं है, खाना भी इतना नहीं होता मैं किसी बंदे को दे सकूं, सूखा रोटी होती है. So now I am feeding this dog. ये भी अल्लाह की मखलूक है, मैं इसको खाना दे रहा हूँ. I am feeding the dog, so Allah has mercy upon me. Allah creates ease for me. I am having mercy on one of the creation of Allah. Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu ta'ala as though said that your prayer has been accepted. He went to his master and said, I want to buy this slave. The master was very happy that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's grandson has come. He said, well, it is yours. So Imam said, no, I will give payment for it. He gave payment and freed that slave. He said and says to the slave that remember what you have learned is truth. And others should know as well that if you want to solve your problem, one of the easiest way to solve is solve someone else's problem. So this is the teaching of Ahlul Bayt. This is the teaching of Sayyidina Imam Hussain. So many people come to myself and they say, I have this issue, I have this issue. I say, do dua and find any person in the creation who has a problem similar to you. Allah Azza wa Jal subhanahu wa ta'ala will also create ease for you. If your daughters are not getting married, marry someone else's daughter, poor daughter. If you are ill, you are not getting well, help someone else who is ill. You must have heard the story of Imam Bihaqi, rahimahullah ta'ala. When someone came and said that my wound is not healing, the blood is sitting out of it. And he said that go and find some place where people do not have access to water or they have access to dirty water, and get a well dug there. He went, he made that well, he dug that well, and after 1 month his wound was healed. He came to thank Imam Bihaqi and said, I want to thank you because you have done dua for me. He said, I have not done dua for you. I have given you a prophetic prescription. I have given you prophetic prescription because the Prophet ﷺ has said this. You have this wound, filthy pus and fluid is coming out, and there Allah's creation, they are drinking filthy water. You have cleansed the water for them, Allah has cleansed your body. That's all. So this is, but rather, this is very, very dangerous as well, in the sense that if you work against someone, to harm someone, to instill hatred between, Allah will do likewise to you as well. ये दूसरी तरह भी इसी तरह हकीकत है. अगर आप बंदों के खिलाफ साजिश करेंगे, शैतान पुना करेंगे, शैतानियत करेंगे, उनके दरमियान में बुग़्ज़ डाल, तो अल्लाह आपके साथ ये मामला शुरू कर देगा. और किसी की रिश्तों के दरमियान, दोस्तों के दरमियान, मियाँ बीवी के दरमियान ऐसे लोग करते रहते हैं खिलाफ, वो समझ ले कि आप अल्लाह आपके खिलाफ शुरू कर दिए. यही नबी अलैहिस्सलाम की टीचिंग है. दिस इज द टीचिंग ऑफ रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम. तो ये जो मखलूक है, अल्लाह ने क्यों इकट्ठी इधर कर दी कि हमें बख्शिश का बहाना बनाया कि इनकी मदद करके ये बंदे भी अल्लाह की रज़ा हासिल करें. Whilst Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could feed himself, the angels could feed them, there is no need. Allah has treasure. हमें तो बहाना दिया. तो सैयदना इमाम हुसैन रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु, he did this. Other thing, he was passing along actually, and some poor people, very poor people on the street, they stopped him. Like we don't stop for people, and we say, oh, these are third class people, poor. I'm not going to stop for them. Poor, needy people. We don't want to listen to them. We don't want to sit with them. We don't want to associate with them. But the prophetic teachings were something else. Imam Hussain, the beggars were about to eat. The beggars of Madina, they were sitting somewhere with dry bread, and they were ready to eat. And they saw Imam Hussain passing on the horse. What a beautiful scene it would be. And they say he had the likeness of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His voice was, they said that it had melody in it. When he spoke generally as well, it seemed like someone is singing with a very melodious voice. That he's Prince of Paradise, what can you imagine? His blessed face, his upper body reflected Sayyidina Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu's actually complexion. His lower body reflected Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And when he was in war, when he was in jihad, once he in the battle of Safin or Jamal, he was there. And because he had worn helmet and bodily armor, and when he fought in the battle of Safin, people, because they could not see him, they all believed it is Sayyidina Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu in jihad and in fighting. The bravery, they said this is Sayyidina Ali. Only when after Sayyidina Ali came out, who is them? And then they know this is Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu. Such a personality, his bodily figure, his beauty, his hair, his beard, everything the man mentioned actually as unparalleled beauty he has. So he got off the horse. It's like traveling in a very Rolls Royce or a very big actually car, limousine car, and you see few beggars in the street. Who stops for them? And a person is actually a prince. He stops and he says yes. As he sat with them, they had dry bread in front of them. And Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu said that he said salam, and they were so happy that the Prophet's grandson is sitting with us doing ziyarah. And he said, please proceed, eat with us. Imam Hussain said, the thing is that we are Sayyids. Sadaqah is not halal for us. I can't eat with you, but you can eat with me. Why not come with me and we'll eat together? They said, why did you come down from the horse and sit with us? He said, just to make your hearts happy. And inna Allah la yuhibbu kullu mukhtalin fakhur, and la yuhibbul mustakbirin. He recited a verse of Quran. He said, Allah does not like arrogant people. Allah mutakabbir लोगों को पसंद नहीं करता, जो समझते हैं हमें कोई शान मिल गया, अब हमारी शान में हम गरीबों के साथ बैठे हैं, हम इनके साथ बैठे हैं, तो मैं अल्लाह को तकब्बर करने वाले पसंद नहीं, इसलिए मैं नीचे उतर आया कि मैं खाना मैं नहीं था बाबू, फिर आप सबको ले गए और सबको खाना खिलाया. This was his personality, and there's so much of his life if you study his life story and all the teachings which exist. So much so, what one can say, person is generous to many people, but there are very few people who are generous to relatives who are turned against you. लेकिन ना बंदे जो सखी भी होते हैं, लेकिन जो दुश्मन होते हैं, जो रिश्तेदार उनके खिलाफ हो जाते हैं, उनके साथ वो मामला वो नहीं रखते. पैसा नहीं देना सिर्फ होता, माफी भी देने वाली चीज है. इसकी भी करेंसी होती है. देखें इसके बैंक में कितनी माफियां हैं आपके पास, उसमें भी सखावत होती है. There is generosity of forgiveness. You have money, you have less money, fill in your bank with lot of forgiveness. माफियों से अपने बैंक को भर के रखो, जो लोगों को जरूरत है उनको देते रहो. शुक्रिया से बैंक के भर के रखो, अपने शुक्रिया से गिविंग थैंक्स टू पीपल, उसका बैंक बना के रखो. अप्रिशिएट पीपल, अच्छे अखलाक, मुस्कुराहटों का बैंक, ये तो इसमें तो कोई पैसा नहीं लगता. सो सैयदना इमाम हुसैन रज़ियल्लाहु ताला वाज जनरस फ्रॉम ऑल डायमेंशन. हमारे यहाँ देखें पैसे की बात नहीं है, पैसा नहीं, पैसे की बात नहीं, तो शुक्रिया लोगों को दो, माफी लोगों को दो, इसकी तो सखावत करो. यू कैन फॉरगिव पीपल, और फॉरगिव उसी को करेंगे जिसके मिस्टेक हुई है. अप्रिशिएटिंग पीपल, मेकिंग पीपल हैप्पी, क्रिएटिंग ईज फॉर पीपल, ये भी सखावत है. ये अफजल सदका, अफजल सखावत है. सो last thing I would say about him, because this is mashallah, his life of 57 years is full of guidance and stories, and his teachings and his khutbahs and his sayings that actually one can, but we are not pondering over that. That's why as we started with the saying, the love, I only mentioned one point of that, love actually creates focus. So once you have that, you will focus on that personality. Day and night, you will see Hussein in your mind, you will think about him, you will live as though you are with him, as though you actually want to be with him there in this dunya, akhirah. Actually, alhamdulillah, this come. Anyway, one of his saying, and then I finish. Yes, before that, he also mentioned that this is good thing, but if you harm people, for example, riba, about riba he mentioned, riba, backbiting, you can make people happy, or you can make people sad by speaking ill of them, or this person is this and that is that, जो हर दिन हम करते हैं. फरमाया कि people who commit riba, they will be changed into dogs and made the dogs of hell. They will turn into dogs of hell. फरमाया गीबत करने वाले जहन्नम के कुत्ते होंगे. उनको शक्ल ही उनकी, क्योंकि खान को कुत्तों ही करते हैं, गोश्त खाना, मुर्दा गोश्त कुत्ते खाते हैं. शेर भी अपना शिकार करके खाता है, वो भी मुर्दा नहीं खाता. तो कुत्ते जो हैं वो कोई मुर्दा लाश मिल जाए किसी की भी, वो खाना शुरू कर देते हैं. तो इसलिए अल्लाह पाक क़यामत वाले दिन देगा तुमने यही काम किया, मेरे बंदों का, अपने भाइयों का, बहनों का तुम गोश्त खाते रहे, तो अब उनकी शक्ल कुत्तों होगी. तो ये इमाम हुसैन का कौल है, कौल में मुबारक है इमाम हुसैन रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु का, कि दैट द backbiters will be the dogs of hell. They will actually be changed into dogs. लोग भी कहेंगे ये कौन है, ये कुत्ते क्यों आ गए हैं दोज़ख में. ये कुत्ते नहीं हैं, ये बंदे हैं, ये वो लोग जो ग़ीबत करते थे. So yes, lastly, when he went to Karbala, he had many 100 more actually people with him, including his Ahlul Bayt and other women. And he knew there was water is scarce in the deserts, and he has accumulated large amounts of water. ये मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ लोगों का हाल, जो कहते हैं फलां के साथ हम इसलिए अच्छे नहीं, वो हमारे साथ अच्छा नहीं है. फलां रिश्तेदार किस लिए नहीं हम कहते, वो नहीं हमारे साथ अच्छा, वो हमारी कदर नहीं करता, वो हमें तोहफे नहीं देता, वो हमें पूछने नहीं आता, वो हमारी बीमार कुर्सी नहीं करता, हमारे ईदों पर मिलता नहीं है. ये उन लोगों के लिए किस्सा है. Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu was there in Karbala, and Yazidi forces came in the leadership of Qurb bin Yazid. They stopped him and said, you can only go this direction. As they were going, they themselves also came away from cities, and their water was scarce for them as well, because they had not planned actually, and there was no river nearby. वो जो सैकड़ों 1000 के करीब फौजी था, वो भी पानी खत्म हो गया उनका. इमाम हुसैन, देयर एनिमीज ऑफ सैयदना इमाम हुसैन रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु, तो जब वो प्यास से परेशान होने लगे तो उनको पता चला इनके पास कुछ है. Look at that time how much he needed water, and who came to ask him, who are bloodthirsty of him. जो उनके खून के प्यासे हैं, वो कमांडर आए कि उन्होंने कहा कि है हुसैन कि we have our water has actually is not there, we have ran out, and there is no one actually bringing water for us, and we've seen that you have stocks of water. If we can actually have, we are very thirsty. Sayyidina Imam Hussain को रज़ियल्लाहु दूसरे कंपनी में, we need ourselves etc etc. इमाम हुसैन ने फरमाया नहीं, इन्होंने मुझसे सवाल किया है, पूरी जिंदगी मैंने किसी को ना नहीं की. Yes, it is a very difficult time, हमें भी पानी की जरूरत है. We also need water, but yes, he said that whoever wants to come and drink, 1,000 people is mentioned, drank water from him. If he had that water, it was sufficient for him in Karbala for 20 days. पता भी था कि अब हमारा पास इतना ज़्यादा बचेगा नहीं, लेकिन फिर भी water was the water of life at that time. It was so precious. आपने वो उनको पिला दिया. ये किसी ने कहा कि सखावत की इंतहा है. Generosity ends here, that you are giving something to enemies which you need of them. They are thirsty of your blood, and you are giving them water of life to revive them. तो फिर आप तशरीफ़ ले गए. So many countless lessons, alhamdulillah. Like now brothers were mentioning to you that in Burma क्या हो रहा है और भी कहीं क्या हो रहा है. मैं तो कहता हूँ कि that you should consider that you or myself do not become Yazid in our own homes. जो बीवी खामिद पर जुल्म कर रही है, जो खामिद बीवी पर कर रहा है, जो भाई भाई पे कर रहे हैं, neighbors, relatives, employers, workers, friends, many times they are doing the zulm. वहाँ से शुरू करें, अपने से शुरू करें. आपके अंदर भी एक यजीद है, एक हुसैन है. यजीद वो नफ्स का नाम है और हुसैन रूह का नाम है. तो पहले तो अपना देखो, that make Imam Hussain radiallahu ta'ala anhu mission dominant, meaning make the ruh dominant over the nafs. पहले तो यहाँ से शुरू करो और फिर then in your own family and locality, and then inshallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you more success. Jazakumullah sunna jaza. Subhanaka wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.
Just a few announcements, inshallah. Just while I'm doing the announcements, I'd like to invite our dear brother Sayyid and Sayyid Navisa to come forward, inshallah, because they'd like to say a few words. These blessed brothers are the trustees of this charity, you see, Sacred Life Charitable Trust. They do many programs and things, inshallah. This chair is fine. Inshallah, one of the main things really now is, as was mentioned, we are talking about the blessed life and blessed personality of Sayyidina Imam Hussain, but have we really pondered over actually why they sacrificed their lives? So for this purpose, inshallah, and this is what the gathering is really for. So if we haven't learned the blessed way of Sayyidina Imam Hussain, the tariqah of Sayyidina Imam Hussain, there's an opportunity for everybody, inshallah. So after the Isha Salah, after you have your food, there'll be brothers here. You can just sit with them for about 15-20 minutes and you can learn this blessed way. So we can leave the life of following shaitan and our nafs, inshallah, and follow the prophetic methodology, inshallah. Another nice one, alhamdulillah, some brothers have gone today to take the message to the lands of Kyrgyzstan. So, many of us, we can't actually take time out or sacrifice that much money to go to these different countries to actually give the message, but we can do it at our own level. And this is basic things like, for example, there's blessed messages given on the Sheikh Ahmed Dabag Facebook page and other page. All we have to do is just click and share. The least a person can do, inshallah. And if not, go even further where you can actually contribute towards material. You can even sponsor people if you can't go yourself. But most importantly, give your names yourself so you can be part of this blessed mission as well. Inshallah, and like we were saying about this blessed cause, inshallah, our teacher is also intending to visit Bangladesh, where they can, inshallah, in a way try to console these people who are going through this suffering, inshallah, so you can somehow eliminate some source of distress that they are going through, inshallah. The other is, if anybody is interested in, because many of us have questions related to faith and other matters, and sometimes we don't get the answers, so there's a special WhatsApp group which is created by the name of Ibris. So if you'd like to participate in that, you can see me and I can add you on. So that group is specifically is for asking questions, inshallah. We've got qualified scholars and on that group to actually answer your questions, inshallah, wherever possible. And finally, many of us, we suffer from physical and spiritual illnesses, and many of us probably we've been bait in the sense that in a way, because there's many false people who are unfortunately cheating people. So somebody goes to them for a problem and they come out of there with a bigger problem. Bigger problem is they've actually probably paid this person to solve their problem, and they've made the payment and the problem is not being solved. So if anybody's suffering from any spiritual illnesses, even physical illnesses, inshallah, one important thing is please don't go to the teacher for these things, because this is not for them to deal with. They have specifically assigned certain brothers who have been given a commission, and with the fadl of Allah have got the ability to help you with these matters, inshallah. For specifically for this purpose, this Friday in this masjid, be here for Maghrib. There will be a surgery that will be held, and the brothers, inshallah, will try to help you with these problems that you have. So inshallah, try to take advantage of it, because sometimes these actually becomes a means for actually getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if we can help people to solve their problems, maybe it can be a means for them to come close, inshallah. So now I'd like to request our brother to mention in regards to the suffering of the people in Burma, inshallah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulihil Kareem. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. My Honorable Sheikh Ahmad Dabaksa and Shah Dabisa, and my brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you are well and in good health. This charity, Sacred Life Trust, was founded by myself and Shah Sahib about 1 year ago. Can you all understand what I speak from? Yeah. With the du'as and support of Sheikh Ahmad Dabaksa, this charity and mission has become successful in being registered and helping the poor and needy around the world. Alhamdulillah, we have supported the charity work in now 9 countries: Syria, Iraq, Jordan, Turkey, Ghana, Nigeria, and Somalia. And for England, for the non-Muslim, we are also working with them. We're doing homeless feeding 3 times a week, no matter his rich, poor, any religion. Plus, we're giving them dawah as well. I would like to thank all the donors in the UK and abroad who have helped us raise a large amount of money to be used in the emergency aid on the ground. We're working around the world, but one of the projects is the Bag Welfare Trust in Rohingya. And alhamdulillah, it has been an honor to help the brothers who are helping the brothers in Rohingya on the ground, to serve the Ummah. There is nothing better and sweeter to serve the Ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not by verbally, थोड़ा बहुत help करो, and the public has helped. I would like to pass the mic over to Shah Naveed Saab, and he would like to share.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Just like Brother Nasir Ahmad Qadri Sahib was saying, mashallah, Sacred Life Trust, we've been only helping from the last year, but mashallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed this charity and bless people, the volunteers who help to raise much donations and fundraising for different projects. But in particular, as all of the Muslims know, that from the last few months, all of the news, all over social media, there was the emergency appeal for Rohingya Muslims in Burma. Everybody knows about this. So when Nasir Ahmed Qadri Sahib, when they found out that the Bagh Welfare Trust, mashallah, is doing a great work of helping the poor and the needy, maskeen, especially when they were thrown out of their country, persecuted, punished, murdered, butchered, and now they fled and they're on the Bangladeshi border with nothing. So when we found out that the Bagh Welfare Trust, mashallah, has got people and brothers on the ground who are helping physically with money, with tents, with clothing, with emergency medicines and aid, that's when we got together and we thought, Alhamdulillah, how much blessing is it that we can support the Bagh Welfare Trust and support the mission, which is the one mission, to help those who are in need. So Alhamdulillah, Brother Nasir, he is very humble. He doesn't talk about himself, but I will talk about him. He has been working day and night and day, up and down the country, fundraising, spreading the word of Deen, spreading the word of this mission, this project for Rohingya Muslims, and collecting donations in the middle of the night, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, when other Muslims they have got strength. They've got the strength to do more work, but they're sleeping in their beds with no aware of the Muslim Ummah around them. This brother, everybody knows him. He's paralyzed all the way down on his right side. He doesn't have the strength like you and me, but he is doing the work of 100 men. He's doing the work of 100 men. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him more tawfiq, more himmah to inshallah help the poor and needy. Waqai, this is the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and the Ahl al-Bayt. And because within 4 weeks, under 4 weeks, mashallah, we have raised a great amount of donations and money which we will be presenting to the Bagh Welfare Trust and to Hazrat Sahib today, mashallah. And I want, mashallah, the brother to go get that check so we can present this to Hazrat Sahib. We have raised, mashallah, we have raised £36,553 for the Bagh Welfare Trust, which were presented to the Sheikh Ahmed Dabagh, mashallah, for the Bagh Welfare Trust to be used for the Rohingya Muslims. We know that they're going out, mashallah, very, very soon, and we hope that Hazrat Sahib will do dua for all of the donors all over the UK and internationally. MashaAllah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put more blessings into their homes, give them tawfiq to help us for more upcoming projects.
Nare Takbir, Allahu Akbar, Nare Risalat, Ya Rasulullah.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your brothers and all the effort you've done and give you even more tawfiq and himmat inshallah in the future. So now inshallah we're going to commence with the Majlis of Zikr inshallah. So kindly request if Brother, just stand up for about a minute. Stretch your legs, inshallah. Keep yourself focused and attentive, inshallah, because we don't want to get distracted. I'll just mention some etiquettes of the majlis of zikr, inshallah, and then so we can benefit from this even more. So important thing, obviously, once again, is correct your intentions that we're here trying to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this sake, inshallah, we gather together. And because there will be a loud zikr, everybody expected to recite the zikr loud, along with the teacher, inshallah. Always being in the rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when we're calling on His blessed names. And also, because it's a special durood and salam majlis, our attention also will be towards Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So for that reason, inshallah, you can sit down, inshallah. You can, inshallah, focus your attention with your eyes towards this blessed picture on the left here, inshallah, where you can see the blessed green dome attributed to the Masjid of Rasulullah and the old Masjid Nabi Sharif. So, because a person's spirit is not limited, inshallah, a spirit can travel to the past and the future. A person can take their mind back to the blessed days where Rasulullah would be sat with the blessed companions sitting around them, inshallah. So your attention can be focused when you're sending durood upon them, inshallah. And with this longing and yearning, because we can't, some people say, only if we could be in the time of Rasulullah. Physically, we can't go back. But this opportunity is available for everybody in the future to be in the blessed hikmat and presence of Rasulullah in Jannah. To have this yearning and wanting to be with them, and we'll benefit more, inshallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد إن